Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I just went to grocery store today
Okay.
because it's today's only day that we are allowed to get an alcohol in Thailand.
Oh, so what'd you get?
Huh?
What did you get?
Well, I got like 2 bottles of wine and like Korean
Oh,
alcohol. I don't know that soju.
shozu. Yeah, shoju. Yeah. So is that a normal rule or is that only during the pandemic?
Yeah, during the pandemic. But yeah, I don't know. Somehow, is it really like helps? But yeah. It's been about 2 months now that we cannot get alcohol, but we can drink, but like just at home, but they don't sell it legally. Yeah.
It's been similar here, starting kind of like end of March. Legally, none of the stores are supposed to sell alcohol, and the bar or like the restaurants that are still open are not supposed to. But like in our neighborhood, I didn't even know that was a rule because I've been able to buy beer and wine just like the whole time.
Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I'm in kind of like a very local neighborhood. So I, at one time, like a couple days ago, this one store said no alcohol, but everybody else has just had it sitting out, like, take it. So,
Okay. Is it from government that?
yeah, I think probably similar reasons to you. There's been a lot of like domestic partner abuse, and so they thought by cutting down on the availability of alcohol that they could kind of help people. But
Yeah, because maybe because like some people already stress themselves because they cannot earn money,
yeah,
and maybe the government think that to like have too much alcohol could make them become like even more stressful, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And how are things going there? It's like 9 p.m. there. Is that right?
Yeah, like 9:18 now. It's okay. Yeah, I stay really late anyway. Yeah,
Okay.
what time you?
It's 9:18 a.m. here.
AM.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really
Morning sun.
yeah. It's dark. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It's really funny. I like, are you, it kind of looks like a PJ top, although I think that's your normal shirt.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I always wear this.
it's
This is
cute.
my yeah. I think you saw me wear this right once when I met you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Just to kind of do a quick intro, Cheng is, or do you want, your whole name is Shu Cheng Say?
yeah, 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 yeah. So
But how do you prefer to be like called?
Paul Sushing.
Sushi.
Actually, my nickname. My nickname is Ching, but people call me Sushing by my full name.
Ah, okay. Um, and you're based in Thailand in Chonburi. Is that?
Yeah, my home now, my
Are you
hometown.
in the mainland? Because I was looking it up, and there's a couple islands like around in the province.
Yeah, I live in mainland. Yeah, it's pretty big here. Yeah,
Um,
mainland.
that's cool. And you're a wonderful painter, and I met you in London, and you had kind of finished up your MA at the Royal College, and then you were kind of just staying in London for a while. Is that, or were you finishing up school when I met you?
Yeah, I'm travel there a lot and come here a lot as well. So basically, I'm commute a lot. Yeah,
Oh,
if I
okay.
have.
Because you had a show,
Yeah.
Daniel, I forget what the last name is.
Uh,
You had your solo.
Daniel. Yeah, you've been there with me, right?
Yeah, exactly. I got to see all your paintings.
Yeah, Daniel Benjamin in Notting Hill. Yeah.
Cool. And you did the plop residency. I think that's kind of how we got connected, is I was with a bunch of people from.
Yeah, even though we're not in the same period, but like because I've been following you from Instagram first, and I love your work, and then I found out that oh, you're in plop residency next month. Like, yeah, it's maybe good to know Sarah in person. It's like
Yeah, likewise.
and, the group show that I exhibit in the pub.
Yeah, it
And
was like a bar show.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that was a
nice
weird
to
show. Because in the US, like bar shows aren't necessarily taken very seriously. Like people exhibit in bars, but it's kind of not like no one would come to your opening except for your close friends, you know, and like it would just be kind of a low key thing. But this show that you were in was like everyone turned out.
yeah.
It's a
I'm
big
pretty sure.
show,
So
and they
like,
had performance. Yeah, it was really interesting to see the cultural difference. Um,
mm,
like the show in London, it was yeah.
yeah, it has been a fun time.
So I wanted to kind of get a sense, just like really basic stuff, like what is your living situation? Who's around? Like, what is your neighborhood like? Like, are you in a house or apartment? Who are you staying with? Just
Um,
for
I'm
context.
in my parents' house now. My parents, yeah. So I live with my dad, my dog, and my mom. Sometimes come over. Yeah, but my sister stay in Bangkok in another flat. Yeah. So my house is a house, but it's in like a village, which is have about 10 house in a village or more. I think it's more than 10 house in a village. Yeah.
But not like a huge metropolis. Like you're not in a huge city right now.
No, I'm pretty quiet in the area I live in. So it's quite dangerous at night as well if I walk out alone because it's really dark in like it's near the train track, a deep alley. Yeah, really quiet.
So when you say dangerous, is it because there's people around that would hurt you, or are there like just natural things?
Yes, kind of. I think because like I don't know from what my parents told me that there are like a lot of crimes happen near the train track. But it never happened to me, but yeah, a few robberies happened, but not to me. Yeah.
Okay. Um, but during the day, like, do you feel like you know all the neighbors, or do your parents know all the neighbors?
Yeah. Because actually, before we moved here, we moved together with my parent friends. So it's kind of like we grown up together and know each other.
That's
So the neighbors which live opposite to me, I know them since young age. Yeah.
cool. So they've been there
And
for a while.
yeah.
And so do you feel like everyone is kind of on the same page with like quarantining? Are people like wearing masks, or because they know each other, they're just not really doing that?
Oh, we still wear masks if we see each other.
Yeah.
Unless like it's time to eat and we open the mask. Yeah, but we have to wear masks because actually there's a policy in Thailand that if you're not wearing masks, you cannot like get in grocery store and
Okay.
just yeah, it's rules.
But you're not required to wear it on the street?
Um, not no, but I think you should because everyone do. If you don't do it, people probably stare at you like that, you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
A little social pressure. A
If
little,
everyone wear mask is more secure to like to other people, you know. They will feel secure, so maybe wear mask. It's good. It's good for yourself and for others as well. Yeah.
yeah. like kind of showing responsibility, like that you're
Yeah.
willing to protect yourself for the sake of everyone. Uh,
Mm-mm.
yeah,
Exactly.
people haven't really started fully wearing masks here.
Ah,
So you almost feel weird if you're wearing them. Um, but I just do because I'm like, well, I'd rather be safe than sorry and look a little weird.
yeah, that's good. I think safety is should come first.
Yeah.
Like a mass shortage over there as well.
There's a what?
Like mass shortage.
Oh, yeah. So are you using disposable or do you have like cloth ones?
I have this one
Oh, fancy.
possible, but as I read online, they say that you can put this in a rice cooker,
Oh.
warm it up so the germs die.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Uh, yeah, I tried that, but
That's cool.
I don't go out a lot, so yeah, so I can save the mask.
Yeah, because those ones like expire after a certain number of wear uses, right?
Yeah. 3 days, 4 days. I just order online, like it's like made from fabric,
Oh,
but waterproof fabric.
from what?
Waterproof,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's fabric, so it's washable.
Oh, that's great.
Mm.
Cool. So, and then, I just wanted to kind of cover the COVID bases where you are. I was just reading that one of your islands in the province in Chambéry is opening back up to tourists. Um, yeah, I know, like they're gonna open up to a tourist retreat ship, like what did they call it? Like a tour.
Ah, like local tourists or like the new tourists,
Yeah,
because
I kind of got the sense it was from outside of Thailand, but maybe not. I don't know. What are the travel restrictions like there? Do you know?
yeah, because what I heard recently is like because many flight not they're not flying, so it's just no like traveling between countries at the moment.
Okay.
I'm not sure when
Internal.
is like maybe a few months later, but not soon. Yeah, but we allow, but like the domestic flight will open soon. That's what I heard.
Got it. Okay.
But some shops start to open now, actually.
I saw photos of like someone giving a haircut with like a full plastic mask. Like,
Okay.
yeah, those sheets. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they open the shop, but there's some rules that we need to follow.
That's good. Yeah, you gotta get in line, people.
Like you need to book in if you wanna visit some shops. You
Mm.
cannot like walk in and then otherwise it will be crowded.
Um, cool. Well, I just wanted to kind of get a sense of like what's it like there. But I also wanted to talk about your work because I love your paintings. And I was wondering if like you had anything planned during this time that like maybe you had to postpone, or are there any projects that you're working on right now?
Ah. Oh, in terms of painting, I just paint as I like. I feel like right now I have no pressure on like painting, because there's no deadline and all shows postponed.
Yeah,
So it's the right time for me to paint new stuff and experimenting. Yeah.
that's cool.
And there's a planned project that I want to do aside from painting, but I haven't have like motivation to do that one right now. Yeah. So right now I'm just focused on like what I feel at the moment is painting.
Because you also make sculpture, right? Is that what you're talking about, or?
No, it's kind of like installation film that because I have a footage of the film that I took once I live in a mountain, like a many short footage that I think it might be useful for me to make it to become like an art form. Yeah, but I'm doing that with my friend, and because now we is like staying distance, we can't really work with each other. So
Yeah.
um, I will pause that project maybe this month first. And right now I'm doing painting. Yeah.
Cool. And I don't know if you want to give like a brief, like, explanation of like what your work is about, or like what are your kind of focuses. Or we could just do like, if you want to do like a quick tour of your studio.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
So now my studio is like my sister rooms. I use my sister rooms. Or sometimes it can be get don't live here anymore. So I use this room. There's still bed as well.
Oh, nice. Thanks, sister.
Before back to painting again. Yeah, it's not big, but it's okay. I can do big paintings still. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that wall behind you seems like you could do like a pretty good size.
Yeah, this one is kind of medium size. I can show you. I'm not sure if you can see that.
Yeah.
But my studio is quite dark, so you can see like so many lights.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you've got a bunch of clip lights hanging up.
Right?
That's cool. Oh, great. And so you work in oil, is that right?
Yes. But I'm trying to like play with stretching and different fabrics as well. The fabric that I bought from Chinatown in Thailand, they have a fabric market. But I bought that for ages ago before COVID started.
Wait, what are you saying? A frappid?
Fabric. Sorry, my accent is.
No, not at all. What is that?
Fabric.
Oh,
I'm not sure what.
it's a kind of fabric. Oh, okay. You're working with different fabrics. Yeah, got it. Oh, cool. So is that linen?
I think it's, I don't know what is it in English, but it's some type of canvas,
Okay.
but raw.
Got it. Like a little rougher or something?
Yeah, so when I paint, it's quite absorbent. It's not really flow, So it gives different kind of expression when I paint, which is
Got
quite
it.
interesting. Yeah.
Like more like staining than
It's required like more pressure to paint.
Oh, that's cool.
And also calico,
Like
fabric.
plaid.
Calico, calico
Uh-huh.
fabric.
Does it have like a pattern?
No, but it's really thin and see-through. But it's
maybe like muslin?
I think but thinner.
Oh, okay. Cool. And that must get a totally different technique, like, or appearance. Do you have an example?
I would say, and also this sack bag that I plant. It's a bag that
That's
people
cool.
nice.
Yeah. I think it's called like burlap.
Yeah, it's burlap actually. But then I run out of gesso. So I should find a new way to like how to prime it.
Mm. Yeah, because you could prime that, but it'd probably take a lot of coats to get it
Yeah,
smooth.
yeah. Maybe use glue or plaster or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I know people like use like PVC to
PVC
it's
kind of
like
glue.
yeah, it's a kind of glue and then it keeps it like sizes it and then you can put your gesso over that.
Mm.
It's kind of like a contemporary form of like rabbit skin glue.
Mm. Yeah. Well, in Thailand, they don't have rabbit skin glue.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, use other thing instead.
That's just kind of gross. Like, is it actual rabbits? I always forget.
Yeah, is it actual rabbits?
I don't know. I've never used it partly because I just didn't want to use like a meat product, but it might not even be that.
No, it remind me of the film called Perfume.
Oh yeah. How do you spell
Yeah,
it?
perfume,
Oh,
fragrance.
oh okay.
Remind me of that film, like when he used the body, kind of fat from the body
Ooh.
perfume.
Uh-huh.
Maybe
I
same
haven't
thing
seen
with.
that. Let me look it up really quick.
Uh,
Um, is he like a serial killer or something?
he's a serial killer.
He is.
It's, yes,
Oh, that's gross.
good
Oh yeah,
film.
it's like Perfume, the story of a murderer. I
Yeah.
don't think I saw that one. I tend to avoid scary movies like that. Interesting.
And I make yeah, my studio very messy, right?
I don't know. I think it's fine.
Hmm.
Like considering the amount of space you have, it seems like you're making good use of it.
Yeah, because if I make things in orders, I always forget where I put. So I just
Yeah. And so how easy or hard is it to get like art supplies, especially now? Because I know I'm having a little bit of issue getting access to stuff. Oh yeah,
online.
yeah, painting.
Yeah. Oh, it's a bit wet on the side.
I love your pieces. So one of the things I read, like you did an interview, and you talked about how all of your paintings either start with like a moon or a sun, and then you kind of like expand from there. Could you talk a little bit about that? I thought that was cool.
Okay. Because when I paint, I always approach to my own confusion. It's like when I see blank page, no, a blank canvas. I just like don't know what to do, and maybe I need some guidance. So I just lay sun as my guidance first, or the moon, or the things that is quite obvious in my mind. Yeah. And then later on, I just like come up with some shape that I remember. It can be shape of the object from the past, or like my experience with um, my friends and people. Yeah. And then the other elements come afterwards, which have the sun as the center of everything in a painting. Yeah.
And does that kind of inform your palette, or does it kind of
Yeah.
evolve as you're making it and doesn't really matter at the end?
I think it's affect my color as well. For example, if the sun is yellow, when other things come afterward, the other things can have the color which is reflect the sun. Yeah.
Well, and they're kind of like psychedelic. Like,
Really?
is that?
Yeah, say that my works look like psychedelic. Yeah.
Um,
Think about like, is it psychedelic or not? Hmm.
you just kind of flow with it and like let them evolve.
Yeah, can be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I really like about them is it doesn't feel like a strategy. It just feels like you're kind of developing these like characters and these kind of this like universe where all these characters kind of live.
Yeah, it's like the character that come out for myself that I didn't aware at first, but later from the painting, I'm just like, oh, it's exists on the canvas
Mm-hmm.
for me to aware. Yeah.
And I love the sculpture that you did, and I feel like we talked about you doing kind of like huge versions of it one day. I would want that for you. Yeah,
The best.
yeah. I feel like you did a couple of pieces that were like your characters only made in 3D.
Yeah, I think when it's come in form of 3D is so different because sculpt for me sculpt when I did sculpture and kind of like know what will it becomes, you know.
Yeah, it has
But
to be more intentional.
yeah,
Yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah, because you have to do more planning and everything.
Yeah, and you have to move like your bodies around and think about the mediums. Yeah, have to think a lot more. I think
Mhm.
quite challenging as well. That's why I like to do both things.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like sculpture. If I feel like I have kind of the idea already set, and then part of the challenge is just figuring out how to do it versus painting to a certain extent is like figuring out what to do in a way.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
you did
wanted oh, go ahead. Sorry.
sculptures too.
Yeah, I do. I used to make a lot of like aluminum foil sculptures. I was kind of thinking about like Americana and like these
Yeah,
antiques, and so I would like remake them in aluminum foil. But I haven't done that a ton. And then I kind of started making these like biomorphic figures. But yeah, partly it's like if you don't have the space to show it, my main thing is painting. So I don't like to make a ton of sculpture unless I know I'm going to put it somewhere. But it's fun. I made a couple pieces while I've been here. But yeah.
yeah. I saw in your stories. Looks so fun. Everything looks so exotic over there, like in the graveyard with a colorful graveyard.
Yeah, the graveyard's really crazy. It's kind of like a construction site. Like every grave has like all these different materials and it's like in various stages of construction. And then there's all these like beautiful flowers and it's very different than like I've been to a lot of like European grave sites and even American ones that are very like gray and like orderly. And then say that
Yeah,
again.
kind of traditional form of graveyards.
Yeah. Whereas this is just like pure chaos. Like you don't even have a path to walk down. So you kind of have to step on graves if you want to go in the area. So I get kind of freaked out because I don't really want to step on people's graves, but
Yeah,
maybe
but
they don't care.
step on anyone's body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
um,
Sometimes it's like, yeah, without knowing.
yeah, that's true.
Mm.
I wanted to ask if there were any like books or movies or TV shows that you were watching during the quarantining that you could recommend.
I could recommend. Yeah, I just watched this film. It's quite good. I actually cry watching that film. It's called Into the Wild.
Oh yeah, I read that book.
Oh, it has book, but I watched the film.
Because
It's
spoiler alert, the guy he dies, right? He goes into the um,
goes to Alaska to live, and yeah, without monies and anyone's. Mm.
yeah, he kind of he like is a survivalist, and so he just like packs a bag full of stuff and then goes and like lives. Does he have like a van, or he just
Like he want to have like um, different life, because before that he have pretty much like protective, like kind of like protective parent, like who give him everything, money, cars, something like that, but he wants to feel different, to feel like freedoms. Yeah, so he just went out backpacking and like throw everything, even cars, and travel to Alaska. Mm.
yeah?
It's really like, inspiring film actually.
Oh
It,
wow, okay. Because the book, so it's by like John Krakauer. He wrote like Into Thin Air, which was about people climbing Mount Everest. And then he also wrote another one that was kind of like about being people who,
story, right? The Everest.
yeah, it was Into Thin Air.
Ah, they made a film of it. I think I watched a film with the story about the people who went on Everest.
Yeah, they might have, because I know it was a really popular book and people are like love talking about Everest. um, but yeah, I think people, it was like this one expedition. But anyway, and so I remember reading all of his books kind of in a row. And in the book, I felt like he wasn't, like you're explaining the character is like sympathetic, but in the book, like you don't necessarily like the guy as much. Um, Partly because you talk to the parents and they're like so confused why he would have left and like do that. Um,
So the guys write it himself, or has anyone edit?
yeah, so it was like John Krakauer like took like source material, like the guy's diaries, and then he interviewed his family and like people who knew him to kind of find out what happened, because he kind of just like went into the woods and like nobody really knew where he was and like what he was doing.
Yeah,
But
it's from his diary actually.
oh, okay. And so, yeah, is it, and it's Sean Penn was the actor?
So after I watched the film, I researched on as well, like what happened to him and
Oh, cool.
how it's become like of the town. So basically, after he died, I think his sister took the diaries.
Wow.
What I heard is like it's become kind of story that student in America learns in
Uh,
school. Yeah,
oh,
but you forgot, right? Did you learn that? I don't know.
I
It's
just
just
read it on my own, but I think it came out when I was already out of like school. Because I'm
yeah.
old, but
Hmm.
that's cool. I feel like that's kind of an interesting thing to read too. While there's a sense that people are like at home learning to do things like make bread and like kind of take care of themselves in a way that they haven't in the past, um, because we're all kind of forced to stay at home. So it's like kind of back to like traditional, like, on the frontier, like things that you only do when you're camping, but now people are doing it for themselves all the time.
Yeah, I feel like people try to come up activities these days,
Yeah.
which is it's quite fun. It's happened to me too. It's like every day I'm trying to like, oh, are there any games that I can play with my friends online? Like, because I don't have Animal Crossing, so I try to come up with like games that I can just play with my phone and with my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you playing?
I play kind of like a card game,
Oh, cool.
Slave.
What is it called?
It's called Slave.
Oh,
So there's like on application, but it's in only in Thailand that people can play in Thailand.
cool.
Yeah. And
Um,
I come up with many things to do with my friends, and sometimes we like um, order the same things, like the same type of dessert, and then make it like competitions, like whose um, whose dish will look better.
oh,
So we ordered like kind of like a ball. What is it, like mochi
oh yeah.
soup? But it's really fragile because it have things inside. When delivery come, it can like explode.
Oh wow. And so
So
you're
it's
hoping,
every one mochi has exploded when it's arrived home.
oh my God. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's about the game. Yeah,
Oh,
but either.
do you take
Yeah,
photos? You should post those on Instagram.
I actually post on Instagram, but it's
Oh, you did? I want to see those.
not in a story, but not like a
Oh, okay.
post. I can show you, send it to you.
Yeah,
It
send
looks
me later. That's cool. And are you doing like any cooking or any special recipes that you've started doing?
yeah. Sometimes I cook. I have cooked pasta once because here my parents always cook for me, and they always cook like the same things, like Thai food or Thai with Chinese. Like a kind of mixed culture food between Thai and Chinese.
Mm.
So I feel like I need Western food. So then I make myself a pasta, like simple pasta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what would be an example? Like, do they do curries or
They do like soup, a lot of soup, chicken soup, fried rice, something quite simple. Yeah.
okay.
Sometimes they just order online or like go out and to buy takeaway food.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because
Yeah.
a lot of places are still open for you.
All place open, but they only do takeaway.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of similar here. Places that are open mostly do takeaway, although I did go to a ramen place.
Oh,
Um,
I have
yeah,
ramen.
it was delicious and no regrets, but it was a little weird because we were like in this restaurant and we were the only people there, but it felt weird to like be there and sitting there and then like the waiter came over, you know, and you're like wearing your masks and but they're doing a cool thing. They're like donating food to people here because I think, you know,
Oh,
yeah, like when they came over, like I was with the other resident who's here. So when they came over, I put my mask on just to make sure that there was like no
yeah,
weirdness.
safe.
Um, but the ramen place is giving food to people in the area that like need it, which I think is pretty cool because I don't know about there, but there's
Right.
definitely,
Soup is hot soup, right?
yeah,
Hot food kill the germ, as I heard.
right, exactly. So it's like the healthiest thing you could eat.
Yeah.
So everyone should just
Yeah.
eat ramen.
Sushi, rice or rice ball, any rice ball. But then I don't think rice ball is safe now
Mm. When
because you
they
need
say
to.
rice has lots of bacteria once it cools off.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Or are you making any COVID cocktail type things?
COVID cocktail.
You know about that?
That. What's that?
From what I understand, it's like any kind of alcohol that you mix with like vitamin C packets.
Oh wow.
I know, I
Yeah,
haven't had that yet.
it's risky. I just drink like wines and like some ready-made alcohols, bottles. Yeah.
That sounds good. That's kind of what I'm doing.
I feel like my desire for eating has gone down since I live in a house so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I've been eating a lot of like tortillas with beans and cheese, and I really enjoy that. But after a while, I'm like, I'm just not even hungry anymore because I know it's just going to be the same thing over and over.
At the end, like everything can be delicious when eat together. Oh,
Yeah, you were frozen just a little bit.
yeah.
Could you say that one more time? I'll just edit that out.
Hello. Can you hear that now?
I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I just say that I just realized that social eating is really important. You know, when you eat with your friend and people you love, the food become delicious.
Yeah, like more special, and it doesn't even have to be anything.
Yeah. So I try to like I have done actually arrange with my friend to Zoom eating Zoom. So we eat and then talk together via Zoom and sharing like how about the taste of the food.
Oh, that's cool. So like you each make different things and then you tell.
Yeah. Because sometimes I have a Zoom with my friend from different country and we have different things to eat, right? This can be like cultural exchange as well through food. Which
Oh
is
yeah, I love that.
thing to do, yeah.
Well,
Mm.
that's great. I think that's a good way to end. Thank you so much for doing the interview, and um, we will post all your social links in the Instagram TV thing. But
Right?
say that again.
It will be on TV later, IGTV.
Yeah, on the Minnesota Street Project.
First time, my first time.
Oh yeah, I know. I think it'll be great. Yeah,
Nervous now. Did I talk normally? Because
you're
my